not need to be.
No, right?
Yeah.
Not at all. So I wish I knew where that accident occurred.
Yeah.
So they have like a mausoleum over here.
Yeah, let me see here real quick. So I started researching the Allison family tree,
Right.
so that I could unveil, I could learn stories and whatnot. So let's just do Allison family tree. Let's see, George Allison. We saw him dead. There was Alonzo Jr., James, Grace, Helen, Alonzo, Thurl. So Thurl was their son. He died in 1921. And I thought I had some photos. Okay, here we go. There's Thurl Allison in the buggy that killed him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And here he is again with some kids on a plow. Like he's got them wading down the plow as he's plowing. And that would have been right in town. And then, yeah, I know there's a Hohenberger photo of this spot. And it says, like, this says Thurl Allison ahead of me, very small. And that's Frank Hohenberger saying that. So he took that photo, but then later on, it says, like, place of Thurl's death. So Alonzo Allison passed away in 1928. I believe he was about 76 years old. He'd been ill for a long time, kind of natural causes. He died in this house, and they had the wake kind of thing here in the house as well. His wife Jenny went on to maintain ownership of the house until she died in 1942, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And 1942. But she had been forced to kind of sell off some of the land, some of the parcels around, to pay for funeral expenses for Alonzo and some other things. I believe, and I have the documents somewhere, but I believe that this house sold for around $5,000.
We should buy a house like that today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Back in the 40s, cost us a lot more than that. But in the 80s, a local family, the Gom family, bought this house and started the bed and breakfast. So that's when it became more. There's a lot missing in the middle between newspaper operation, just families living here, to bed and breakfast time in the 80s. So we're still researching a lot of that history, but it's been great for us. I often look around and I think how many family Christmases were in this house.
Absolutely.
I just think of the families that passed through and all the events, and especially back in those times, everything was at your home. Your daughter got married at home.
Right.
When you died at home, and they had the funeral at home.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, fine.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. We're recording now, so I just wanted to see if you could go over your story one more time with me and tell me what happened when you were at the Allison house.
Okay. I had stopped in to help my friends. They were there cleaning, and I went upstairs into, I believe it's the front bedroom. There's kind of a little nook off to the side. And I was just finishing making the bed, and I saw it was like a dark shadow, and walking across the room in front of the bed into the nook area.
Okay. Do you remember how many beds were in that room? Was it just one bed in that room?
Yes.
Okay. How long ago was that? Do you remember?
That would have been late last summer.
Oh, just so not very long ago then. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Could you get a tell if it was like a female or a male, or could you tell it all, or was it just a shadow, or what?
I have experienced things. I recall back to when I was 4 years old, hearing things, seeing like full body apparitions, and this isn't all the time, but occasionally. When I go into a place like the Allison house, I kind of anticipate. It doesn't always happen, but I kind of anticipate it so it doesn't startle me. I sensed a male.
Okay. Okay.
And it did appear to be a larger figure.
Okay. What do you think?
That's pretty good. Do you have an idea where that was?
I think it was in this room right here. The reason I think it was in this room, she says it's in the front of the house, and this would be considered the front of the house, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And this room has the little nook right over here.
Yep.
Right? This room only has one bed.
Yep.
So if you come with me for a moment. This would be another room on the other side of that, on the front of the house.
Yeah.
But it has 2 beds in it, and that's Amy staying in that room right now, so I don't want to go in there. But,
sorry, Amy.
yeah. So I think if this is the front of the house, it must be that room, unless it was in the room that you guys are staying in, which I don't think has a little nook area. The reason I think it's this is because this room has this little like closet area across from the bathroom, so it would be like a little nook to me. Unless she's talking about that area right out there, which would also be considered a nook.
That would be.
But she said it only had 1 bed. This room has 1 bed. That room has 2 beds.
What about the one next door there?
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Because this room here only has 1 bed, but it doesn't really have a nook to it.
Right here.
So that's a closet.
Yeah.
That's not actually a room. Yeah, that's just a closet.
There's towels.
Yeah, there's extra towels up here. So this room only has 1 bed.
Yeah.
It has a king size bed actually, but this room is in the center of the house.
There's no nook.
There's no really nook. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're leaned over making a bed, you know,
Yeah.
and you see something walking, she said, when I talked to her the first time, she's like, this is not something that was out of my peripheral, it's something that was in front of me.
Oh. Okay.
Which is interesting because, you know, a lot of times people say, I saw it out of, you know,
Yeah.
peripheral vision or just the side of my vision. So she said she had leaned over the bed and saw it walk across in front of her.
Let's go back and recreate that.
Okay. So I would think it would make sense to me then that she would probably have come over here to this side and been, you know, doing her thing, making the bed, and then right in front of her, and you could see, I mean, it's nice and bright, especially if that, and just see somebody just walk right there in front of you, which is pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we're talking right in front of you. She said this was right in front of me, not out of my peripheral.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, it's like you said, when she was just doing a task.
Right.
So you're focused on that task.
Right.
And then you glance up. You don't know how long it's been there or whatever, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's clearly bright in here. Like this is.
If you stay there, like you're, and I mean, clearly could see me.
Yeah.
Would not. I don't think you're going to get a shadow out from there. You know, the sun moving, or you know, I don't think anything out there is going to cause a shadow to look like a person walking at that distance.
I can't imagine. That's interesting.
So
now she did mention that.
We'll finish the job.
She did mention that she experienced these things before.
She did mention that she has experienced these things before, so I kind of took that as it didn't startle her because she has seen this kind of stuff before, and it doesn't, you know, she kind of expects it, anticipates it, not expects it, but anticipates it.
I think you're right, because when you look right out here, though, there's the nook.
This is the nook, right? Either this or this, either one, it would have been coming this way.
Yeah. She said that was single bed, though.
A single bed.
And that's got to be it.
And this room has 2, so I think it would have been that bed. Okay, are you still with us? Earlier we were talking about an accident that happened with the carriage, and I'm wanting to find out how that happened. Was it a weather accident?
Really?
Really?
And that's where I heard the loud noise earlier too.
The carriage accident, did the person driving the carriage get run over by the horse? Who found the carriage when the accident happened? You know, earlier today we went to visit some grave sites, and we actually saw the grave sites of Mr. Allison and his wife, and then we actually also went to the grave site where Thurley's buried, and there's lots of Allisons buried around here. Can you tell me how you feel about us going to visit you at the grave site? Should we go to the crash site tomorrow? We think we found out where the crash site was. Should we go to the crash site tomorrow? If we take this device to the crash site, will that help you communicate with us?
Hey Todd, for some new people coming on, can you quick recap what we're doing?
Okay, for those of you that are joining us on Facebook Live, thanks for joining us. We're at the Allison House Inn in Nashville, which is in Brown County, Indiana, and we're in the middle of a spirit box session. We were doing a spirit box session before we went live, and we were actually getting some responses. And we had already said we were going to go back live at 10:30 anyway, so we jumped on to try to capture what we were getting. We'd actually moved to a different location, and it seems to have stopped. So now we've moved back to where we were, and we're trying to get those responses to occur again. Most of the responses were actually occurring when we were talking about the original family that grew up here and some of the tragic events that happened during their time. And we were getting responses then. But now it seems to have gone quiet, unless anybody else is hearing something that I'm not hearing. So if anybody else has any questions, please jump in there and throw them out there. Maybe somebody else will get a better response. Hi. I'm Todd. What's your name?
There's that button.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking that. This is Piper, Bree, Butthead, and Amy. Can you talk to us tonight? Butthead is Ben, by the way. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, I don't believe you can use this thing.
I think we need to prove him wrong.
Are you talking?
You hear a fart on the radio and that's...
Can you do that again?
Can you make multiple noises in a row that sound like words? More than one word. We're really just here to talk to you. We want to find out more about this house and the history of the people here. Was there someone here that went by Grandma? Also known as Jenny? Can you tell me anything about Thurl? Did Thurl die in a bad accident? Can you help us out here? We're trying to find out the names of all the people that grew up here. All the kids. Can you tell us how many kids were living here with the Allison family?
Right.
Five. It said 5. I heard it. And that's what Danny said too.
Can you tell me one of their names?
What did you ask it how many kids?
It says 5.
Yeah, asked her how many kids. Can you tell me how many people are in this room right now?
Four and a half.
6. I heard 6.
I heard 5. 4.5.
That one wasn't as clear to me.
Can you tell me my name? Can you say my name? Can you say his name?
I just heard a ring.
I was hoping it would say butthead. Since I introduced him as that.
I was hoping
That
it
would have been good.
I was hoping it'd say Michael for you.
Yeah.
Hey!
That would be great.
I thought it just said that. I thought it just said Michael. I heard Mike.
I heard it say something, but I didn't hear
I
that.
heard Mike.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me the middle name of anyone in this room?
It sounded like
If there were 5 boys in this house, who died first? If that was you, I can't understand you. You have to make it more clear. Can you try to make it more clear?
please.
Did George die in the carriage accident?
It sounds like it said no. Did you hear that too?
Mm-hmm.
Who? If it wasn't George, then who was it? Who died in the carriage accident? I didn't catch that. Can you be more clear with your responses, and can you respond a little bit faster? Who died in the carriage accident? Was the carriage accident the first death of any of the children in this house?
I heard yes.
Was it Alonzo that died in the carriage accident? Did they call him Junior? Or was it Little Al or what? Was George named after his grandfather from the war? We went to visit the gravesite today of, was it Colonel or Captain? Was he Colonel or a Captain?
Yeah, he
George.
wasn't sure. We thought it was Captain.
Is he a captain in the war? I'm sorry, say it again? I'm sorry, I spoke when you did. Can you tell me, was George a captain or a colonel in the war? You okay over there? Okay.
I heard captain. I definitely heard captain.
Did you hear captain?
I heard it.
Okay, can you tell me if he was a captain, can you tell me what city he was stationed in? I said France.
I've heard that.
That would have been,
I
you would
heard
have been in France, that would have been here in the US. What year was Captain George in the war? I don't know where that is. Was he in the Civil War? What year did the captain pass away? What year did he die? And that one sounded like a song. That one actually sounded like a radio song. To me, that's the difference. I don't know.
I heard
I
one.
could be totally wrong. Can you tell me? Because anything else that we've heard could just be a DJ talking. I don't know. But that one actually sounded like a song, like a lyric in a song. Who was the second child to die? If the carriage accident was the first child, who was the second child? That was quick. I thought it said George.
It sounded like that too, but I couldn't really.
I have no idea what the answer to that question is. We'll have
It
to find
sounded
out.
like George, but it wasn't very clear.
What year was this house built? Can you do anything else other than talk to me through this? Can you?
Oh,
Can you make any of the devices downstairs go off? Just get real close to them. A couple of them will just make noise. They won't hurt you. They won't harm you in any way. They'll just make noise, and some of them will light up. Can you make them do that? If you can do that, can you do it tonight at some point during the night?
It could be I can, or just some random.
I think that was random. I don't know. I tend to think more of it's random than not. I think if you know the answer to the question that's being asked, I think you're more likely to hear that in the jibby gobbledygook, whatever. Which is why I ask questions that I don't know the answer to, with the thought that I will go find the answer after I hear what it says. That's why I want to know, who's the second child that died out of the Alonzo children?
Couldn't understand. Could you say it again? Unless that was Alonzo, like Junior. But
So
Earlier when you said who was the first to die, I thought that it was going to say me.
really? So were you the first child to die? The first child or the second child?
It sounded like you just said no. No, maybe I just said who was it?
Did you die in the carriage accident?
How are we split up? I think we're
We're gonna have you three start together. Is that all right?
do the honeymoon suite.
You guys go that way. Then we're going that way. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Do we need anything else than this? We don't need anything more.
Nah, let's
Keep it simple for right now.
keep it simple, stupid.
Start here first.
Sure. Oh, we weren't investigating in there. Or anything. I closed out where we're staying.
Let's investigate everywhere.
Okay.
As long as it's fairly clean.
I didn't pick up my clothes.
Well, then we will have to stay out of your room.
Okay.
You can shut that door. Hello? My name's Todd. This is Ben.
This has been.
That's Ben. We're not here to harm you. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to push you out. We're just here to visit with you. The current owners of this building have asked us to come in and see if we can learn anything new about the building. So we're asking for your help. We wanted to just visit with you and see if you could tell us anything you know. Can you start by telling us your name? We're hoping that you can communicate with us by making a noise or making something move or maybe even making this thing go off. Now look, I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on just so you can see what it does. See how it lights up and it makes a little bit of a noise. If you get close enough to it, to this piece right here, we're hoping you can make it make that noise and that sound. So can you see if you can make it do that? Can you just get close to it and see if it'll go off for you? Just try to go right up there to that. Here, I'll move over here out of the way. and just go right on up there to that. See if you can make it go off. Can you move it? Did you live here once before? Do you live here now? There's also Thurl and John. Was there a James also? What is that noise? You hear that outside?
There was a car or something outside.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I hear that.
But I heard.
It's a plane or something.
That's a plane. I thought I heard like a growl or something.
Was it not the plane?
No.
That's what I thought it was at first, but now
No, there was a car and that.
Okay.
And then there was, I don't know, it could have been maybe a furnace or something. And then there's the plane. Is the furnace on right now?
I don't hear it. Usually you can hear it.
It sounded like a. Did you hear that?
No. Who was asking about it? John?
Yeah.
John or James? Was there a James in the family? We're here looking to see if we can communicate with anyone that's here with us. We were going through some names. We know that Alonzo and Jenny used to live here. We think they both died in the house. Jenny was also known as Grandma, I think. And then I want to know about Thurl. I heard Thurl used to live here. Is that true? How old was Thurl when he died? Was he in an accident with the buggy? Or the carriage? Was that you?
Hmm?
Did you make a breath or something? If that was you, can you do it again?
What?
Excuse me, around 2 minutes.
What it sound like?
Check number 63. Did Carl die in a buggy accident? I'm sorry, Thurl. Did Thurl die in a buggy accident? A minute ago I thought I heard no.
What did you ask?
That we had heard that Thurl had died in a buggy accident. But I know he did.
Do you want to try to stop it and replay it real quick here?
Try.
Do you want to unplug it so we can hear? Did you
Yeah,
hear
let me find it
voices?
quick.
Was it That must have been through your headphones. Sorry, I just want to
That's okay.
do the live experience here.
Was he in an accident with the buggy? With the carriage? Is that you? Did you go?
I heard something.
Yeah, that's it.
Was it something moving or
I don't know.
or is it a?
Can you do it? Is that you? I didn't go far enough. Hang on. With the carriage? Right there.